Man's Best Hospital was the third hospital founded in the United States through a charter of the legislature by a group of Mayflower descendants in the first decade of the 1800s. All funds were donated, including a farm complete with cows and a bull. Its first patient was a tailor with the pox. He claimed that he did not catch it in the city of Man's Best Hospital, but far away in Boston. Man's Best mission was summed up in 2 New World oaths for its doctors, carved in stone in foot-high letters on the facade of the original pink building. In pain, everyone is our neighbor. Our best charity of spirit is the easing of human suffering. Everyone our neighbor. Charity of spirit. A best mission, yes, back then. The lineup of oil portraits in the marble halls was all white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. They had a noble mission to provide good health care for all, even the poor. Imagine that. If you didn't have the money, you still got the care. In its first year, it became the teaching hospital of the best medical school, the BMS. For the first 100 years, non-WASP docs were non-welcome. There were no places in the city where Jewish med school graduates could go for their internships. This led to a wave of construction across the USA of Jewish hospitals. Houses of God, including a flagship, the House of God. This soon filled with red-hot young Jewish doctors, much like some of the ones at MBH. But these guys, like any subordinate group who was denied the best, were hungry. By some miracle, a recognition of their red-hotness, the house, too, eventually became affiliated with the best medical school. The 2 hospitals were different. The house was run by God's chosen people, MBH's by God's frozen people. MBH was hard-nosed. The house was Hamish, a Yiddish word for a hospital featuring mensches, good-hearted guys. In the modern era, MBH had become a magnificent hospital in every way. But several years ago, MBH had been bought by Buddies, a corporate conglomerate of most of the BMS hospitals. Bought and being crushed under the deadweight of Buddies, a 73,000-week bureaucracy, filled, oddly enough, with bureaucrats. None of them provided any health care. This $26 billion cost center, this corporate whale, was inserted into the healthcare food chain between hospitals and insurance conglomerates for no other reason than cash. It had succeeded in its mission, using its purchasing power against insurance to get prices up, to monetize, to cost more. Never mind that in healthcare value equals outcome over cost. Who cared about value? It became the biggest healthcare empire in imperial America. And so a great hospital, its great doctors and other healthcare workers, as well as its tens of thousands of patients, all of us became allies, as victims of Buddies. Being bled of cash by Buddies, MBH was soon deep in debt. Buddies realized that MBH could no longer make any real money by honoring its mission of service to the sick poor, and insisted it re-engineer its mission to make money off the healthy wealthy. But worse than losing money, Man's Best Hospital was losing prestige. Many years ago, U.S. News & World Report, a tabloid magazine that knew nothing about hospitals, for some reason, say cash, began rating hospitals. The ratings, seemingly by whimsy, changed each year. Hospitals were at their mercy, going up and down as if they were passing each other on escalators in Macy's. MBH was the exception. It was steadily number 1. But then, in lockstep, as Buddies rose, Man's Best fell. 2 years ago it had dropped to number 2, behind Stanford, and just this year it had dropped another 2 rungs down the ladder to number 4, behind New York University, which was kinda, okay, but also behind the House of God. Not okay. For some reason, the House of God, a BMS hospital, had not joined Buddies. Neither Stanford nor NYU had Buddies. Now Man's Best was known as Man's 4th Best. A few WASPs on Man's 4th Best board showed hints of a strange feeling. Sadness. One even got depressed. Why did they call in the fat man and offer him whatever he wanted to do. Because Fats now embodied, and might just reclaim for them, the two fallen icons of man's fourth best, and of America itself, money and fame. Fats had become incredibly rich and famous, first in Hollywood doing the bow runs of the stars, then in Silicon Valley founding a biotech startup hot on the trail to find a pill to restore memory.